I'm excited to be back here, back in the new year, 2026, as we start to get into this new energy, right? There's been a lot of talk out there that in the Chinese zodiac new year, it is the year of the horse, which is all about momentum, right? And moving forward. And which led me to think about today's topic. And today's topic that I want to speak to you about is about the avoidance of visibility. Oh, now we sometimes we can hold on to this concept of, oh, it's a new year, the year of the horse, momentum, so things are just going to flow and move forward, and maybe I don't really need to look at visibility and putting myself out there and speaking and sharing my ideas, etc. I hate to break it to you, sister. You still need to do the work, right? And I know many of you know this, that visibility is one of the key components about people really being aware of your business and what you are a stand for and what you want to be known for. And so, this avoidance of visibility, no matter how long you avoid it, it can become even more difficult to break through it. So, let's talk about avoidance, right? How to overcome it, how to move through it, right? In a way that serves you in your current capacity and in a way that serves your nervous system and where you are at in your skill set. Because a lot of the times we can use the excuses of, oh, I don't have the skill set yet, I'm not ready yet, therefore I cannot really put myself out there or be as visible as I want. And so what ends up happening is even that excuse creates this avoidance pattern. The other thing is like, oh, my capacity. Okay. I just don't have the time to really get visible, whether that's online or on a physical stage or in networking and connecting. Like, my capacity is full, but there is always a way. So, again, you use the label of capacity to avoid the visibility. I wonder if you can relate to any of it. One of the ones that I found myself avoidance in my next level of visibility was, oh, I haven't fully clarified this part of my messaging yet. Or, oh, I don't think I'm just at that level yet, right? And so we can quickly fall into the same pattern of avoidance. So, how do we move through it? Well, the first step is awareness. We need to be able to articulate with complete clarity what is the thing that I'm avoiding when it comes to my own visibility. So take the moment and pause. What is the very thing that I'm avoiding that I know deep down that this is the very thing that is going to pull me forward in my business, in my exposure, in generating more leads or having more clients seeing me. Maybe it's about being more active on a social platform online. Maybe it's about getting online in the first place, right? Maybe it's like, oh, well, how do I move from online to more of a physical stage and get myself booked on stages? So, our avoidance, right? The first way through it is to become super hyper aware on what specifically you're avoiding. It could actually be the avoidance of consistency in showing up, right? Because sometimes when you've been in your business for a while, or even when you're building it, you it's the boring stuff that makes the shift and the change. And if you find yourself speaking about the same thing over and over again, you might go, oh, if I'm bored, maybe my audiences are bored. So you avoid the consistency of showing up, right? So the first thing that I want to invite you to do is to be hyper aware of what part of my visibility am I currently avoiding, right? And maybe there's a few sections, right? Write it down because this is part of the plan, right? The second thing is to then look at what are the costs and the benefits of that visibility. So, what's the cost of you avoiding? People don't get to hear or know what you're about. It could be the lack of leads coming in the door, no, which leads to potentially no sales coming through. What is it cost you in the avoidance of your visibility? And then the other side that I want you to look at is what are the benefits? What happens when you start to become more visible? Well, one of the many benefits I can tell you is you become super more clear on your messaging and what you're a stand for. You become more clear in your IP and what you're training on, what you want to be known for. You also then build what I call that internal confidence muscle, so that as you build your visibility and get more and more out there, it doesn't feel so big and scary. So you're building that muscle around your visibility, your confidence, and your communication and speaking. Right? What else are the benefits? Well, more leads, more sales, more impact. So take a moment and, once you got your hyper aware, unlock that with what is it costing you to avoid that visibility and what are the benefits if you were to step forward. Now, the third thing, I had to quickly look because my mind went blank. What was the third thing? What is the first step? And I know it's a scary one to take to move you forward and away from the avoidance. Now, let me share a story with you because one of the things that I found myself was avoiding bigger stages, right? I had this story playing out that, oh, I haven't clarified my IP yet, or my messaging has not fully refined, or, oh, I just may not have the capacity to hold the energy in the room. Like I had all the stories, which I'm sure many of you can relate. But here's the thing, I can sit in those stories, and that makes me sit in that avoidance pattern. But if I decide to go, okay, I'm aware, I know my costs and benefits, what's the first step that I need to take to give me that level of clarity or confidence to take that next scary step? So for me, it was really refining my speaker kit. Like I need to be super clear on the key topics that I speak about so that when I'm positioning and pitching myself, that I can clearly communicate those key topics, right? It's kind of like my playbook, my Bible of what I speak on, what I want to be known for, what I facilitate and train on. So I needed to re-look at that, to reconnect to that, to allow me to take that next step. So I want you to, we're going to break it down to micro. What is that first step to give you that level of clarity or confidence to make that next bold step, right? And often that first step is a little bit boring. It's like, oh, I don't really want to do that. But it's that step that's going to help you break through that avoidance. And I'm going to give this last one. I only have three, but I'm going to give this last one because this is real. because you can continue to sit in this pattern of avoidance. And most of the time, when we sit in that pattern of avoidance, we do it alone. If you know that you have been avoiding stepping forward, speaking up, getting on more stages, being more visible online, and you know deep within you that the next step is to get the support, the accountability, that you know that you cannot do this alone. Because I can tell you now, whenever you want to, I was going to say crash through, break through that pattern, there is a level that you can do on yourself, for yourself. But if you really want to make a shift and a change, having that support and accountability to help you forward when your stories start to come up, your limiting beliefs start to come up, is key to breaking through. I know myself that I only could get to a certain level with myself and my avoidance patterns. In order for me to break fully through, I needed the support. Now, that support can look something different to every individual. We all work differently. But even identifying and owning that, allowing yourself that permission to have the support is critical to stepping through that avoidance pattern. Without a doubt, when I look at all the things that I have wanted to shift and change in my life, when I became aware of what I was avoiding, when I put down the costs and the benefits, and then knew the next step, and then the next step, the key to breaking through is to finding that person, that support network, that team that has actually already broken through, who have been on the other side, who have done it. Because that person, people, community is what's going to pull and help you forward when your stories continue to play or you sit back in the pattern. So, I'm going to leave you with those reflection points today. And I would love to hear what came up for you and what part of your visibility are you currently avoiding. Drop me a message, right? Either on Instagram or LinkedIn. I might actually have a quick tool to help you break through, to that next step. And of course, if you're looking for that support, that community to hold your hands, to do it together, then reach out to me because I may be able to help you either through Her Voice or Reclaim or Take the Stage, my many different offerings, or even one-to-one. But here's the thing. I want to just leave you with this last thing. If you continue to avoid, you will continue to have the same result.